Wait. Why you didn't make it? Why you didn't make it? No, be quiet. No, why you?
Yeah, everybody in the club.
What?
But you
Hey, y'all,
ain't making him say the conversation. Y'all trying to make me say. Y'all make me say.
you know, and it's probably with a black security guard.
Years ago.
Yeah. They trying to make me say the conversation. They over
Oh,
have a
you trying to
sidebar.
find
No,
a
but we
scapegoat now.
talking about from the
They
north.
don't care. They be talking about all that. You remember when they was rubbing their booty against the glass? They talking about that dumb stuff.
No, it was on the pool.
Rubbing their booty
On the
against
pool
the
table.
Oh, Lord.
Exactly.
What
Oh
the?
God, that's what y'all be talking
Ooh-wee.
about.
That's what y'all was talking about. Thank you.
We had him on the pool table. In the bar.
Jesus. Is James Clark gonna watch?
We ought to
It
be
should
coming
be.
down
Y'all
to.
want them to
Lord.
Okay. Oh, you know everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna. There's so many
We do it
people
right up.
over there. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. We grew up right there on Bama Street.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay.
All right. Oh yeah. We live. We live.
You good?
Yep. I heard some sound.
Can we turn the air off? It's cold.
All right, hit that fan, Kojak, please. Oh, what's up, Marcus? Unapologetically Memphis in the
Yeah,
building.
yeah. I just hit him up early, Mark.
Bring your ass back to the show, Marcus.
Hey, I just hit him up early.
Hey, you ain't doing shit anyway.
Call him back.
Nah. I haven't talked to him. I haven't talked to him.
All right, we ready?
We're ready.
And that's your clock set.
Clock is 6.
Find out when I'm dead.
Right.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson, and today, Jack Smith dropped the hammer on Donald Trump once again. Charlemagne versus Plies. 5 things not to ask a black woman. Plus, Memphis black business owner Ellen Valentine.
Turn up.
Stick around, hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You are watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Give it up for that. Yep. Hey, we're still in August, right? Yeah. So August is Black Business Month, and we're excited about that. Make sure you support black businesses.
Yeah.
Black dollars matter.
Yes, they do.
Wow. What the?
You never heard the hashtag Black Dollars Matter? I'm sorry. Let me
I didn't know what
introduce me.
she said matter.
I said Black
give it-
Dollars
Black
Matter.
dollars.
Black dollars. Give it up for my lovely co-host Angelica Jelly Woods in the building.
Hey.
Talking about what matters.
Black dollars, dude.
Black dollars, they do. They
I take them. I take all them.
And that's my DJ. He's my DJ. DJ Kojak in the
All
building.
right.
Yep. DJ Kojak, scratch it up for him 4 times.
Bam.
Whoa, that's DJ Kojak.
excellent.
DJ Kojak in the building. Hey, speaking of black business, we got the black business owner,
Yes.
Ellen Valentine is in the building.
Valentine. Like
Valentine is in the building. Give it up for her.
Yes, I'm
But I
excited.
do have a question.
I'm listening.
Did you hear that scratch?
Nah.
Oh, Lord, now.
Talk about this.
Give her a hint. Give her a hint.
Oh, she goes into
Hold
the
on.
anti-scratch list.
It's a delay. It's a delay.
Oh, it's a delay.
It's
That's what it is.
buffered a little bit.
She goes into the anti-scratch pile. But you're in there with good company. You know, Lonnie didn't hear the scratch.
Nah.
Yep. It was a couple
Who
other
else?
people.
That was it. It was only 2 people.
No, because what?
Joey,
the
he did-
weatherman. Didn't
But he
didn't
came back. He heard it.
He heard it later.
Now, Joey don't count, though.
Joey don't count?
No.
That's discriminatory.
I don't.
Right.
Why did you
Joey
let
In a
me
word to you.
Joey, so back the bow tie.
if it's lit, come on now, that ain't count.
Come on, man. Come on.
I'm joking, Joey. I love you.
Man, so yeah, man. So welcome back. You know, first of all, Ellen, we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
You know, make yourself at home. You know, and you're gonna jump into this shit.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah. Hey, you know, this segment is brought to you by another black business, popularmail.com. So
Yes.
look, if you are struggling with your wardrobe,
Come on now.
popularmail.com.
Okay.
Go to popularmail.com. We can get you right. Hey, and Ellen, if you need to get your dude right, popularmail.com.
Oh, no, he be right.
If you
Yeah,
got his
yeah,
daddy,
yeah,
if
well,
you got
get
his
right.
daddy,
Get it right,
in your
Simone. I
life.
got
Black
it.
business,
I got
right?
it. I got it. Support.
If you got his
Yeah,
daddy,
Black dollars
in your life.
matter.
What you say? You got a
If you got
Zanny.
his daddy, you just trying to send me off. You
I'm
don't try
just
to put
trying
that
to
I had the
understand
H
where
word
she's
out
going
here.
in this show, man.
Try to,
Look.
no, I said if you got his daddy in your life, his daddy, not the daddy. I'm trying not to.
Is that what you got?
I'm not trying to age your brand.
You got a
His
Zaddy?
daddy.
You got a Zaddy?
Yeah.
Yep, a husband, daddy, a trick, everything. He all
Whoa.
in
All in one.
one. All in
Yeah.
one.
What's going on?
All right.
Yes,
Man,
man.
she said a trick.
Yes,
man.
man.
Look,
Best-
she
best
loves
friend,
calling
huh?
folks a trick, calling dudes a trick, I guess. And so Mitch is a trick now. That's what you're saying.
Uh-oh.
All men are.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
All
so you
men
can-
are. Kojak, did you hear that?
Turn it
You
up.
said
So
all men- are you agreeing with that?
To a certain degree.
I
Yeah.
said,
To a certain degree?
women be too. I mean,
Yeah,
we
well,
all
it's
spend our money.
Exactly. Everybody spend their money.
That's okay.
Okay. You spending money?
Oh, I'm gonna spend money on my husband. Most definitely.
Okay.
Whatever you
Big
want.
bank
So
roll.
send them
She said whatever you
popularmail.com.
want.
Right.
Yeah.
Popularmail.com
Yeah.
is what he
Yeah,
wants.
Right.
Right.
Get him
Can
right.
y'all got me?
Oh, I understand the assignment.
Yeah. So Angelica, is this you on this piece on this
Absolutely not.
It is.
For
It
what?
is. Hey, Nichelle, you see Angelica is not paying attention again.
How am I not paying attention?
Cause I know this ain't my story.
Okay.
What's not my
About
story?
about no Demure shit.
Oh, we jumping right into trending.
we-
No, because it don't need to be my story. Y'all know this trending topic been going on. How do you pronounce it? How you say it? Demure.
The mirror.
Demure. Am I saying it right, y'all?
Mirror.
Trending has went too far.
Very demure,
I think
Coach.
last week somebody named their baby Demure. Is that how you say it?
Demure.
Demure Rain.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Kojak,
Now,
are you Demure, Kojak?
I'm still trying to figure out what it is.
What does it mean?
I'm trying to figure this out.
What's the meaning?
What's the meaning of it?
Wait,
Angelica?
Okay, now my sister. Now I'm okay with my sister said it
Wait a
meant.
minute. I just want to talk about preparation. So we got this is on the
It
agenda.
don't matter. See,
and
you
we don't
about to,
know
I'm
what
about
it
to watch
means.
it. Okay, thank you. While
Okay.
you was figuring it out, I was already about to.
Modest and shy.
That is Angelica. Angelica is very demure.
Yeah, man.
You are.
See, my
You
sister
are
said it
very
meant something
demure.
totally different. I ain't gonna
You
tell
know
you what she said it meant.
how should a man take being told that he is very demure? That just- what about it?
Can you really?
I'm just saying. You know, yeah. I don't want anybody to call me very demure.
So I have a question. Then, if it's already, and it might be a blonde. No, I say blonde. It might be a silly question. How can you already have it in like a dictionary or whatever, and the person was crying but saying that they coined the idea?
Well, I think it's the phrase.
Okay,
I think it's
gotcha.
more the
Okay,
phrase,
okay.
Right? Yeah,
Okay,
and so
Lord,
and that
sorry.
goes to the heart of the story, right? So the lady, I don't know why I'm telling the story because it wasn't my story, but the lady
'Cause you wanted to tell it.
that coined that phrase or made it popular, right? Somebody jumped her. She was trying to trademark it, and somebody jumped
ahead of
her.
her. They were smart.
On the trademark,
That
right?
was smart. That was smart.
But from what I understand, that you know, because she blew up from this.
Yeah, people have seen the reactions
and,
online. too.
right? And I've never seen the original video. Have you
Me
seen the
either.
original
I
video?
haven't seen it. I just seen her crying online.
Okay, so Nichelle, we're gonna post the original video in post. Okay, so here's the original video. All right, so that's the original video.
Wow.
And so she apparently this thing blew up when she said it.
Yeah.
Everybody,
right?
it's trending.
And it's trending, and somebody jumped claim on her with the trademark, right? And so now I think that she's getting an attorney, or they've been suggesting a trademark attorney and letting her know that if the person jumped claim on the trademark is basically falsifying a government document or a government application, and it can be overturned. Yeah.
And I'm sure the attorney doing it for free. They're gonna probably tie it. They're gonna probably say I got her money, and they're gonna probably get some more money from helping her. So
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, everybody wins. But it's important. Like I was at this class about how you have to protect your intellectual property, your ideas. You're supposed to have all that stuff covered, but a lot of people don't. With content creating and ideas, you can literally have all that covered, but nobody does. Nobody.
'Cause
Right.
that's a
It's a
job.
prime
It's-
example.
It's actually a job for some people out there to try to find trending things and hurry up and get them patent. They
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
a good
People
idea.
just sit back
I mean,
Yeah.
and wait for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when I worked at MOGW, their logo wasn't even not branded. What was it?
Trademarked.
Trademarked. I said, how's that even possible?
That's
I
great.
said, man, I wish
Yeah.
I would have knew that, but I would have
Yeah.
get it before y'all
Yeah.
get it. But, it
you know,
wasn't.
but you know what you can do when
It
you
is
when
now,
you
I
when
think.
you're when you create something, you can put the trademark symbol on it, and to show that you are making or intend to make application for the trademark for it.
I didn't
So-
know that.
That way it produces a timeline.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
look, okay,
Come on,
look,
sister.
okay,
Come on,
turn.
here.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
get it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm about to find out.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So Kojak, Charlemagne implies what's going on.
Man,
Well, Kojak,
we about to
this,
get Kojak. I
this is
feel
a
like we
real
about to
good
get
meeting
Kojak.
tomorrow. Kojak got a segment. I'm sitting
man.
close. What happened?
You hate on my segment.
Kojak ain't read nobody's notes. Y'all
Here
are.
we go.
I said, what happened, Kojak?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
Kojak
No,
what happened?
actually, Charlemagne.
Look, he read. Look.
Charlemagne
He
heard.
about to freestyle this shit. I see it.
Yeah.
coming.
You see, I'm up close like this.
Right. And
Well,
look,
on the
get that
Breakfast
shot of himself.
Club,
That's
on the
funny.
Breakfast Club, Charlemagne played the Plies respond. Well, he responded on Kamala Harris, saying that. Let me get this right.
Oh, not.
Oh, let me help you out. Let me help you out.
Go
So
ahead, thank you.
so what Plies was saying is
Plies
Plies was saying Plies was saying that you know we are holding
woman.
Vice President Kamala Harris to a higher standard
A black woman.
than we are holding
A black woman.
white folks, right? And so he was saying that we're asking her all kinds of questions and you know and challenging her while nobody did it to Biden or nobody did it to Trump is doing it to Trump. And what Charlemagne is saying is that no, you have the right to ask these questions
Yeah.
of Vice President Harris or not, and we shouldn't refrain from asking her these
Yeah.
questions
Just
because
because
she's a black woman.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
You
right.
feeding her right
Come on,
there. You
come on,
feeding her.
look,
You feeding her. You feeding her.
And
Feeding
so-
her on that
and
end.
so-
Uh-huh.
and so-
She's ready.
Yeah, and so you know, there, you know, I saw it, and I want y'all's opinions on this. So Plies is saying y'all treat her, you know, like you treated everybody else.
Yeah, keep
right?
that same energy.
Keep that same energy.
You didn't care.
And Charlemagne is saying, no, y'all need to challenge her, but he's also saying you need to challenge everybody else.
They're saying
Right.
the same thing.
They're saying two different things to me,
No.
but both of them are right to me.
Right.
You know, yeah. So what you
They are saying two different things. I'm not a fan of Charlemagne, but I agree with him on this. And it is what it is because you got to look at it like this. We have a tendency in the black community because someone is black that we're obligated to support them without question. We're
Oh, you
obligated.
jumping in here.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
ready, baby.
yeah,
She
we're
ready,
obligated
okay.
to support them
Son.
without question.
Right.
Ready.
Just because they black, whether they're a man or a woman, we don't understand policy. We don't know what policy. We don't know what they represent. Only thing that we see is that they're black.
Come on, Trinkets.
That's number one.
Hello.
Yeah, right.
Number two, I understand where Plas was coming from.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying that, hey, let's not do her because she is a black woman. We didn't do everybody else like
Right.
that.
Keep that same energy.
It is. He is right in that sense. So I agree with you. Both of them are right in their point. But I agree more with Charlemagne. I don't care who it is, whether they black, white, green, yellow, or brown. If you're a politician and you want our vote, we need to understand your policies, what you want to do, and how you plan to implement them and get things done. There's nothing wrong with questioning people in authority.
You know, I think, and I say this everywhere.
Kojak, she saved you.
Yeah, she did, Kojak.
You owe her. Scratch it up one time.
This is her segment, right?
Right, it's her
Hey,
thing, okay?
but real talk, I appreciate that, but you know, because you know, on the Charlemagne side, and I say this everywhere, you know, as many times as I can,
scared.
hold us elected officials accountable.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you need to know what our strategy is, what our goals are. Get that shot of her. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. What our strategies are, what our goals are, what our plan for you is. You need to know that, and then you need to hold us to that. So that you know you can keep a report card.
But
You know,
not just
them
start
receipts.
at the
Check.
top. Go all the way to the bottom. That's one
That's
thing
the
I
other
agree
side
with
of it.
Charlemagne.
Right.
All the way. I mean, from
Right.
From
because
our
it
local.
just don't start.
Right.
So the reason why I think they're saying the same thing, the whole theme is keep the same energy. That's what they both saying the same thing. Keep that same energy. They are.
Well, I disagree with that, but it don't. I mean, you if you feel you're right, you're right,
I
right?
am right.
But I just say that it's they're saying two different things, but both are right to me. I don't think they're saying the same thing because one is saying, don't ask her these questions because you ain't been asking everybody
they're
else
keeping
the
the
questions.
same. That's keeping the same energy. If you ain't been asking, don't ask her. He's saying ask everybody. If you gonna ask her, if you gonna ask everybody. They both saying keep your same energy.
But
That's
I
what I'm
think
saying.
that's part of the problem too. We hadn't been asking at the local level.
Yeah.
We hadn't been asking.
We hadn't even been
Ask her
asking. We
vote.
hadn't even been asking at the federal level.
Or voting at the
Voting,
same
or even
local
voting.
level.
Because when it get up all the way up there,
It's
It's
already-
actually it's like a little too late then.
yeah,
Yep, it's
When
too
it
late.
gets to the top,
late.
yeah, when
Yep.
it gets there, because everything starts down here. And when
Yeah,
I
I
say
agree
it's
with-
too
I
late
agree with
now,
you.
when I say it's
yeah,
too
I'm
late,
clear.
because you gotta understand when you get in the higher ups, they're answering to so many different people and so many different voices.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah,
they are.
yeah, I got you.
So a lot of people think that the president is the president, and the president, whether it's a woman or man, can go in and just sign this and it's done. It
Right.
does not work like that.
Right.
Everybody has somebody to answer to.
Right, but you're a black Trump supporter, right?
Yes,
Bam.
no.
Give me the definition to support.
Oh, wait a minute.
come on.
You are a very, very smart woman.
Give me the definition.
I know you know what definition
Give me the
of support
definition of
means.
support.
That's why
I think the American people would like to know.
Let's
Yeah,
those
what's
that
the-
might
I
not
wanna
know.
know.
You get what I'm saying?
in agreements.
What's your
give-
definition of support?
What's the definition of
Come
support?
on, come on,
Because you can
producer.
agree.
Then-
I can actually agree with you, but not support you.
Oh,
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I can agree with you, but that don't mean that I support you.
Right.
I might agree with certain things that you say.
Okay.
That does not mean that I support you to the fullest, because you might have some flaws that I'm not in agreement
But-
with.
well, you know,
but
all-
that does not mean that I don't agree
it's about
with
to
you
get
on
good.
certain things.
What do you agree with Trump on?
I agree with him on, let me say this. Let me start over like that. By me being a black business owner,
Yeah.
I can say this, is that I believe that we in the black community, once again, is because we vote or we look at people and we don't look at policies and things that can bring about change. As a black business owner, I know a lot of people can say this, business as a whole, we really prospered up under Trump administration. I talked to my grandmother, and I'm gonna tell you what, I talked to my grandmother who, before she died, she was almost 100 years old. But she said the only time black people prospered again up under someone was up under Ronald Reagan, and he was black people. I'm saying
I just respectfully disagree.
Okay, and I understand that.
And let me tell
You know
let me
what?
tell why
I
say
I
that.
don't know how old
Let me
I
tell
was
you-
then. I'm
let me tell
probably
you why I
about
say
10
that.
years old.
Let
Okay.
me qualify my position. Because under Clinton, the economy soared. Under Biden, the Dow Jones hit records way past what Trump did.
Okay,
Trump,
but
Trump-
how did it affect us? Everyday people.
Those of us that are involved in the stock market, we made money.
Okay.
And those of us that are in businesses, depending on what kind of business you're in.
There you go.
People make money.
Huh.
But now listen now.
Okay.
It goes back to the point of, when America catches a cold, black folks got pneumonia.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, real talk. So if there's a slight dip in the economy, we're going to catch it worse most of the
We are,
time.
exactly.
But it's our fault, I say, because we do not support our businesses.
I
We
agree.
do not support each other.
I agree. But you got to understand, a lot of things have made it kind of like impossible for it. By me being a black business,
Impossible for
when you say not the support part, but as far as when we take the hit, I'm gonna give you an example. Like I'm in retail. So by me being in retail, you got to understand we have to fight against Amazon, eBay,
Right.
Temu,
Right. Or team up with them.
TikTok.
baby, came out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
These are China-based companies
Right.
that came out of nowhere. You get what I'm saying? But they took the market. We are the ones, the local mom and pops, suffer the most when these companies spring up out of nowhere, or
Right.
these places spring up out of nowhere.
Well, and that's a deeper conversation, further into the woods. But I say, look, if you feel that the economy, or you think that the economy has been better under Trump, do you think it will be worse under Kamala Harris?
You know what? To be honest with you, I don't know, because I didn't hear a lot from her when she was a vice president. I don't think nobody actually heard a lot from her when she was a vice president. So I can say what she's saying now because she's vying for the position of the president.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
do.
So I mean, all politicians do that though.
Well, but you know, but no, let me gently push back.
A lot of them tell us what we want to hear, what's good to hear,
But you
to
gotta
get the
understand-
popular vote.
Right,
Yeah.
but you got to understand, in the position of vice president, you are really there to serve the president.
True.
Right, and to serve the assignments. I got you to serve the assignments that the president and his agenda. So if you had a chance to ask Kamala Harris something right now, what would you ask her?
I would ask her, what would she do to increase the economy for we have this thing about middle class. You know, I don't believe in the upper class, middle class, lower class, because I think we all fit somewhere in between. So my thing would be, what would you do to increase the economy?
Okay, I got that's.
That would be my main
I think that's
concern.
a valid question. Now, what's something that people should not ask her? Hold that question. So look,
I like how you slid on.
when
He
we
said
when we
it.
come
Hey,
back,
hey,
when we
hey,
come
I
back,
see that.
we're gonna ask 5 things not to ask a black woman.
5
As soon as
things.
we come back, right? You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Why you married a white man instead of a black man?
All right, Nick.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You are watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market, and we are excited about that. So give it up for my lovely, lovely, lovely co-host Angelica Jelly Woods,
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
just now looking at her notes so she can be, because she got caught slipping in the last segment. But give it up for her anyway.
First of all, I don't never get caught. I don't get caught slipping. That's Kojak. I stay engaged in the conversation. Okay. If anything, I'm gonna throw the conversation off so I can be engaged. You ain't gonna catch me, okay?
Right, I'm very mindful
Throw
and
me under the
demure.
bus.
Right. Give it up for my DJ. That's DJ Kojak in the building. DJ Kojak, scratch it up for
Always on
time.
point. Always on point. Bam, 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 bam.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's my DJ.
I had,
Give
to
it up
scratch,
for
I had
her.
to scratch louder so she
I
can
heard it that time.
Right.
Okay,
Oh,
turn up
yeah.
this.
There you go.
Alright.
Yeah, she is our guest.
appreciate that.
Ellen
She turns up in here. I told him. I said, "Listen, when Ellen come, okay, she demands the room. Okay, so I was ready.
Yeah, man.
Hot up in here.
Get on.
It's
real
hot up
talk,
in here.
Get
man.
on.
We
Don't
could
get on.
have did it. We could do a whole show with you.
So who been telling him
You know,
that? You can Nichelle, who been saying
on
that?
multiple subjects.
Yes.
Nichelle, who been saying
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, please,
I promise.
Nichelle,
Gonna rub it
please,
in.
right.
They'll never listen to me,
We're gonna give
okay.
her her affirmation.
Thank you. Give me my flowers. Thank
Yep,
you.
You
yep,
did
yep.
that.
She did.
You
She
did
had
that.
been,
From the-
telling you, but she
like,
could never get you in.
Yeah, look.
Okay.
She be taking trips. I told her because she adopted my grandbaby. I mean, not my grandbaby. Not my grandbaby. Ooh.
That is
Mitch.
hilarious.
Bonus child don't have no babies. Now.
That is hilarious.
My baby. Take her on a cruise.
So look. So when we left the last segment, we were wanting to know what are 5 things not to ask a black woman.
Oh, my.
So let's go, Ellen. What you got? Give me one.
When you gonna get married?
Oh, yeah.
Why you not married?
Oh, why you?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Why you not married?
Yeah.
Like you got
Oh,
the
man.
heebie-jeebies. Why
Yeah.
you not married?
Okay, DJ Kojak, what you got?
What's your body count?
Oh, what is your body count?
I must be on this here. Ask that.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Kojak,
Well,
what's
they
yours?
don't ask that. They shouldn't ask that.
Right.
Right.
Kojak, what's yours?
Stop count.
Hey, you heard it. Angelica, 5 things not to ask a black woman.
How old are you?
Okay. What's your age? I think that goes for any woman, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Well, I'm gonna
boo.
say, how much do you weigh?
Oh
How
yeah.
much do you weigh?
Huh?
How much do you weigh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Why y'all think he can't hear me today?
Yeah.
Okay, how much do you weigh?
How much do
okay.
you weigh?
Okay. Oh yeah.
Now.
So let me repeat that. Somebody in the comments
That's
said,
yeah.
Can I touch your hair? You do not want to ask a black woman that. Yeah, yeah.
Please don't.
So
Please
so
don't.
I got one. When is your due date? Oh,
He done did
We
that
talked
somebody.
about that.
Yeah,
He
I
did
made
that to
mistake.
somebody.
There's somebody who wasn't pregnant one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I
right.
know.
Yeah. And I asked twice because she didn't answer the first
My
time.
husband did that.
Oh,
I
no,
know.
that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Ask when your due date is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
You don't want to ask your sister why she- yeah. Yeah.
We got
yeah.
all.
Yeah.
How many kids and baby daddies you got?
Yeah. Oh yeah. How many kids you got? How many baby daddies you got? Yeah, your baby daddies to kid ratio.
I guess that goes back to the body count.
Yeah.
Well, kind of, sort of. You know.
But I want to know, does that matter? Would you not date somebody based on how many baby daddies they got?
I'm in a space.
I see you raw. Look.
I feel the spirit of Kojak coming on me.
Okay.
but-
Oh no, ain't no saving, baby.
I much prefer to have grown kids. That are yeah. So
Yeah,
That makes
gone.
sense.
They ain't in the
Yeah.
What
house.
you mean?
because it's
I
honestly
spit it out.
blended families are tough.
They are.
I'm in the blended one. I
Yeah,
know.
but it can be tough. Seriously,
Yeah.
it can
Very.
be tough. And there's something about a bloodline, right? The blood that runs through people's veins, and sometimes you can have two different bloodlines of people that just will not mesh, right? And then
this is
let me
good. We about to
let
get
me
off
qualify
topic.
that. Let me qualify that. So mentality is passed down from a DNA standpoint.
Come on now.
Right?
Come on
Right.
now.
And now if her baby daddy was ignorant,
Yeah.
there's a
How,
good
what he gotta
chance
be? What he gotta be?
ignorant, right? And you gotta get up on your toes when you say that.
Oh my
Ignorant,
God, it was in your
right?
stomach.
Right. You gotta tighten up when you say that because they're ignorant, right? And so, it's a good chance, man, them kids might be ignorant, right? And then here you come from, the Pentecostal lifestyle,
Oh,
right?
not the
And you got these ignorant
Not
kids.
the hands.
right?
Don't put them
And
in
right.
the
And
hands.
so and then watch this. You can't
my
you
God, I'm
can't
so
discipline another person's kids.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Just had this conversation today
Right.
about that. But why? If they're in your house,
She,
if you take care of them,
she.
why? So hold on.
I think it's
can
from a
provide
man's.
shelter.
I think it's from a man's perspective.
Okay, if you have
No, but
another
I think a
man.
woman doesn't like. I have a blended family, so with my bonus daughter, I've spanked. She been here since day one.
How old is
She's 11 now.
How old was she when you came in contact?
When I came, newborn.
Okay, you
Exactly.
That's good, though.
Yeah, but you
That's
get what I'm
different.
saying.
That's
So
different.
I think with women, it's sort of different because it's an expectation because we mother and we nurture. We have that kind of, we can discipline them. So of course, when a man comes along, it's kind of like that. Now you're not gonna whoop my son or you're not gonna whoop my daughter. So I think that's.
And not just that, but I remember when I think I was 13, and this new dude done appeared in my mama's life.
Yeah.
And and we were supposed to be on the house building a roof, putting the roof back on the house. And I'm 13. My brother dragged 14. We up there playing, right? Dragged him, fell through the roof, and look, and I'm cracking up. We over, we playing. And he said, and he called himself taking his belt off and was gonna whoop me.
He was new.
He was new.
New.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not new. But I feel like if somebody
And-
you live in the house,
Exactly.
they take care of you. So hold on. I can bathe you, provide for you, do all these things,
But I can't discipline you?
But I can discipline you.
No,
Oh,
you
we
can't be
can't
in
be
my
in the house. I can't.
But
I'm
the
sorry.
problem is, but you can't say that because watch this.
I don't
First of
discipline,
all,
no.
me
I
and the
don't
dude was chest to chest when he had his belt, took his belt off, and I'm 13 now.
He
It's
was
the difference.
new.
I don't give two shits.
He was new.
right?
He shouldn't do that anyway.
But he tried me, right? And and I
Lord.
probably would took one, but took an ass whooping, right? But that was the end of that, right? That was where manhood started for
somebody
me,
said something.
right? And then secondly, you can't say I can't discipline you. You can't stay in this house because you got a husband or a boyfriend whose child that is. You can't say that with a blanket statement without that other parent saying, hold on. And that will cause problems in your marriage. That's why I'm saying blended families are tough.
Okay, somebody said something deep in these comments now. Hold
Yeah,
on,
you
I'm
done
trying
got
to get.
quiet
I'm
over there.
trying,
Hold on one
oh
second.
no, because I
Hold
think I
on.
disagree.
Look, okay, no. I'm just saying this one. She
Oh
done got
yeah,
real
yeah.
quiet over there.
He been waiting
Yeah.
to get.
I was waiting for the
But
the
see,
Baptist signal
he
to say,
ain't, he
okay,
ain't
you
used,
No, you can
he
talk.
ain't,
You
used,
want
he
to
ain't
talk.
used nobody paying
What you got?
attention.
What you
to-
got?
That's what it
Angelica?
is.
He ain't used. But
What you
one of the
got,
comments said men operate out of pride when it comes to children.
Oh no.
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 Look at the
See,
men. Look at the
men operate
Look at
out
that.
of love and logic when it comes to children to save their lives.
Now
Right.
that part
Women
is that's
operate
out
out
of
of
emotions.
emotion.
He
Right.
now me being a woman and a mother, you want to, I agree with that because my husband and I we bum heads back there. He was like, "You deal with the kids on the mother. I deal with them because I'm seeing logically what I'm thinking." So
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard
Right.
that particular part. So I heard,
Yeah.
but let's get back to what you said.
Yeah, she
before
ready.
that.
It's some eyes because
Come on
she
back.
gonna address
Let's get
that
back- let's
thing.
get
She
back
better
right.
make sure she get
I
that
do
part.
believe that if you're in if you're in a marriage for one, and it's a blended family, that the parents should talk to the other parents
Yeah.
to let so they can come into agreement to say, hey, this is what we do over here.
That sounds wonderful
But
in
not-
La La Land.
I'm just saying
Right.
though, you still should
Right.
have that
see,
conversation
yeah.
though.
You should,
You
but,
still should- you still share that
remember
conversation.
Now, we're talking about ignorance.
Hold
right?
on, have you had blended?
Yeah.
You coming from an ignorant
You had blended
standpoint, though.
kids.
Man, listen,
He
man.
got
listen.
blended kids, but they're
Right,
girls.
Right, but still, I had to deal with my child's mother, right? Who, there was never a moment of peace that what do we call that, utopia, right? That you're talking about, right? Then and she had kids, and so I had to deal with their father. And we didn't strike utopia till the kids was grown. Now we utopia like a mug, me and
But
they
men are
daddy,
just- most men are immature
right?
most
But
times,
but
so it
but
takes
but the
us-
point is that it's bloodlines too. You cannot, remove the factor of what flows through those veins, what has come through them veins generationally.
Now, you
Right,
can
and
break
they may
them.
be totally
They're
different
causing
than
curses.
what.
You can break
Right,
them
right,
off.
right.
You
And
can
they may
break
be
them off.
totally different than what flows through yours.
Okay.
Yeah,
See, I don't discipline. I don't
You
discipline
disagree?
my. I don't discipline my bone.
No, I believe in
kids,
it
so-
Okay,
because
yeah.
I believe in iniquity.
Right.
And I know iniquity is in the bloodline.
All right, come on now.
So, you know.
Come on
get her,
now.
Okay,
get her
so-
going now.
Y'all, look, I don't know. Kojak, I don't know how we got ADHD all the way into
Can I,
that.
can I say something,
I don't
please?
see
Can I say
that.
something? Yesterday during the meeting, I politely said, "Why are we talking about all this? When Ella comes to the room, we're not gonna talk about any of this
Right,
anyways.
right,
We're
right.
gonna have a free flowing conversation. and here we are.
we got to talk about it. We got to mention that since we have our first black Trump sympathizer. No, I didn't say supporter.
You learn fast,
I
sir.
said sympathizer.
Understand? Yeah.
You're a good politician.
Right.
I am not a politician.
I am a servant.
I am a servant that happened to get elected. Right. But we do have to talk about, special counsel Jack Smith filed a superseding indictment
Sure
in the
did.
election interference case against Donald Trump in light of the Supreme Court's immunity ruling. Now, let me break that down, what that means. So the Supreme Court said Trump is God Almighty. He receives immunity, and he can do no wrong. I'm paraphrasing y'all.
No, we know.
Yeah. And, when it's
Put
an
my lip gloss
official duty, right? And so what Jack Smith is
I like Jack Smith.
Man, Jack Smith is a real. I wouldn't want him on my ass. I can say that. Right. He's
Stay over
smart.
there.
He's very smart. And Jack Smith, what he did, he went back and reviewed the case, pulled out all of the things that he thought might be deemed official acts, and pulled out all of the campaign and personal shit, and re-indicted Donald Trump based on the things that are deemed not to be official acts, right? And so stating that some of the actions could not be classified as official duties includes language that describes when Trump was acting as a candidate versus Trump acting as the president. And let me see, we got another note here. The defendant had no official responsibilities related to the certification proceeding. Now, this is interesting. But he did have personal interest as a candidate. So when he sent the folks over to lynch his vice president, right? Which, as a side note,
Gotta do
as a
it.
side note, they told J.D. Vance,
said lynch.
look,
Come on out
they
here,
told-
boy.
yeah, right, they told
Come on
J.D.
out here,
Vance,
boy.
did you realize they tried to kill the last person that you are in the job you're running for? Man, that's sobering, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Something
And
else.
so anyway, so when he tried to get Vice President Pence not to certify the election, that was candidate Trump. And so that is not an official duty, but a campaign duty. So
It's called the letter of the law.
yeah. And it is. So what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on I understand you agree with some of the stuff that he does or he's done, but what do you think?
No, I don't agree with some of the stuff that he's done. I agree with some of his policies.
Gotcha. Check.
Okay, let's check
you
that.
better get it
Let's check
together.
that. I agree with some of his policies.
What do you think about black folks for Trumps and the ones that say N words for Trump and the ones
Because you're gonna
what do
always
you
have
think
a
about that?
group of ignorant people.
I like to use him.
Yeah,
But use him on him.
that run.
You gotta lift
Yeah, I
it.
had to lift that up. You're gonna
Right.
always have a group of ignorant people, and ignorancy is always magnified.
Very
Ignorance
true.
is always loud.
Very true.
Yeah.
You
Very
get what I'm
true.
saying?
Very true.
So you're gonna have that, and that's what people focus more on that.
Yeah.
And so if I focus more on the racism aspect, he's racist because 20 people going around or 2,000 or 3,000 people going around with the N word on there, Trump supporters, and stuff like that. That's more magnified than what he would try to accomplish. That's my opinion on that.
Let me ask you this question too, and we got to get to Mark Zuckerberg, so we might have 2 minutes over, Michelle. So, do you think that Trump's work has been self-serving or for the United States, the citizens of the United States?
Both.
Okay.
I'll be honest, both.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he's not a politician. He's a businessman.
He's a con man.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Not a
So
kind
so
he's now facing two charges instead of New York.
So
Right.
he's of
He
course
has new
thinks he's
charges.
gonna be self-serving for him long term and long run. That's how he's thinking.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But I do things that he's done to benefit us, so it's a 50-50 thing to me.
Yeah. I don't think, and this is just me, I don't think he does anything to benefit us. I think we get.
When you say us, are you talking about the people or
I'm
black
talking, I'm
people?
talking about the people.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
I think that he does. I think that he does things to benefit himself, and if there's some spillover that we benefit from, then that's
little
just
crumbs to fall the bread loaf.
That's what it gets.
Okay.
And his
I-
homies.
now, you know what,
I
I
think he
can-
takes care of his friends now. He takes care of his rich friends. I believe.
I believe he takes care of people who take care of him.
We need
Right.
to take care of notes.
Right.
We need to take notes.
Yeah.
And if you don't take care of him and cross him, he want to cross you out.
Right,
I understand
right,
that perspective.
right.
But see, that's how he acts. He says a lot of things that I don't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
He's loose at the mouth, all that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things that he wants to implement.
Right, like Project 2025.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Now, no.
Oh, Lord, okay,
DJ,
now-
give me a scratch.
Hey,
Let me
give
get
me-
my
yeah,
DJ scratch.
DJ, give me a scratch.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, give me a scratch.
Stanley's not a sponsor for them.
Who said he wanted to implement that?
His folks, him.
No. Have you heard, or is there any clip or anything saying that he supports that?
Yes, and we're going to play the clip.
Play the clip.
Well, we're going to play the clip. It'll be in post, but we're
Okay, got
here's
you.
the
All
clip.
Not right now, yeah.
And then, and if it does, I will send you.
What you going
We
to
need a
say?
sponsorship check.
No, I'm in this sponsorship. right.
If we get receipts, we can go
because
sponsor
he-
podcast.
Now, I didn't know what that was until I literally, my sister-in-law, she's an educator. She's been an educator for 20-some years. So I asked her, because I kept seeing it coming down, my timeline. What is this 2025? Then I read some things. I was like, now, is he supporting this, or these are people, like you said earlier, that'll walk around with this on in support of him, and those ignorant people are magnified.
No. So the person that's the architect of Project 2025,
School me.
has been he's already been given position in Trump's cabinet.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Right. So the sponsorship check. What? How much did we say it was gonna be? Right. Yeah.
Look, I would.
Right
So,
tonight.
Yeah.
like if it's something I don't know, I'm gonna say it. I don't know that.
Platinum.
You know how to take
sponsor.
ownership.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
And
And it's very serious because the Project 2025.
I read it.
Will literally
Put it back in slavery.
make him a king almost, right, so to speak. So, and we'll get deeper into that, and show some video on that also. But let's talk about Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg is very demure. Right.
You know that.
So Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg, for those that don't know, is the founder of Meta and Facebook. And so Mark Zuckerberg claimed that he was pressured by the Biden administration, to reduce content on Facebook regarding COVID. right? And we have the letter. We're going to post a letter, okay, that Mark Zuckerberg wrote to the Speaker of the House and
Contradicting
Speaker
letter.
Johnson. And do we have notes on the letter, Angelica?
I can read the letter if you want. I really
But
don't want to read it.
you don't have to read the
He
whole thing.
contradicted himself pretty much.
Right. Yeah. And so, but in that letter, he said that, he was pressured by the Biden administration to downplay COVID. Right. But then he said, but it was our own decision
Yep.
to do it. Right. And I'm like, that was very demure.
That was
Right.
That was.
Right. I'm
Bring
just
it
like, bro, you can't blame a person and then say,
was
but
my
I had the
choice.
freedom
Yeah.
to
choose
do it
and
or
I
not.
still chose
Right.
this.
Then
Right.
why are you bringing it up right now? That's the thing. Why are we talking about it?
Yeah,
right
what's the
now?
motive behind
This
it?
was
Because
what
election
20,
is what,
20
60 days away?
This was
That's
2021.
why.
When was it?
2021, I believe
Yeah.
it was. When COVID, when the Biden administration came in and took over from the Trump administration, and COVID was, we're about to turn the corner on COVID. But the fact that you blame, that's like me saying, Angelica, it's your fault, but I made the decision to do it. What you told me to do. Then I could have made the decision not to do it.
Right.
Got you? Yeah. And you got a comment? What you got?
Comment.
She said he didn't feel, and I'm assuming this is
Zuckerberg.
Yeah, there we go. He didn't feel any pressure any other time. He had to go before other administrations or courts.
Oh yeah, he was
Right.
in court
I-
every day.
I
Yeah.
think it's very, very wuss-like and cowardly
And
for
demure.
you- and demure. Right. Zuckerberg, not very mindful.
But
right?
like I
And
said,
thank you for
everything
that
is
comment.
censored. Everything is censored online. But they did that during COVID time to help stop feeding misinformation too, because a lot of people were, I don't know if it was spreading lies. We'll see one time.
But they will always flag it as misinformation.
Yep, or
Well,
where
they
you're
start
getting it
fact-checking,
from.
yeah.
Yeah, fact check. They will.
Yeah.
They censor all that stuff, and they still do.
Yeah.
They still
Yes.
censor it. So he
Right.
need to take accountability and be quiet.
Yeah, and we got to talk about this before we leave the segment, man. So Tennessee Republican leadership has threatened to withhold sales tax dollars from the city of Memphis if the city of Memphis proceeded with plans for a referendum that would speak to gun violence in the city of Memphis. Yeah, these are my folks now. These are my
Bullies.
people, man.
Bullies. Straight bullies.
Yeah, now that's bullying.
And it is, and I think it's interesting. One that we have to take into perspective that Memphis is the largest contributor to the tax coffers for the state of Tennessee.
That's true.
We contribute more money into taxes than any other city in the state of Tennessee, and we subsidize those rural communities that because they don't have the tax base or the tax revenue that's generated, and so we're paying for them. And I think we can do better, than to have the threats and threats of action simply because the city of Memphis was giving their citizens an opportunity to voice how they feel. Yeah. And let me explain
Which
this
is
just
a
a
right
little bit
that we
further.
have.
Right. It's called
It's a right.
democracy.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's all right.
Yeah, and so I think what was happening was an attempt to silence, 670,000 people, right? Because they were going to say how they feel and probably say that they disagree with the Republican policies that's coming down from the state of Tennessee that is negatively affecting the city of Memphis and the citizens.
Agree.
And are they
Now that I
aware?
agree with.
And
That
are
you
they
agree with?
aware?
Yeah.
And how are we paying all these tax dollars or being responsible? Because weren't we like high in poverty too? I mean, how are we even?
But
Ah.
I think I don't know what our
It's
poverty
high.
rate is now,
high.
but I think at its highest it was 20%.
Yeah.
And
how-
so,
how-
but
how are we paying taxes?
there's a lot of money being made in Memphis. You think about the corporate entities that's here.
Trinkets
Yes.
too.
Right, Trinkets making a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
You're right, but you think about FedEx and AutoZone
Yeah.
and
Nike.
Nike
The
and
railroad.
City,
the
really.
ra-
right,
yeah.
we're
Yeah.
logistics,
Logistics,
capital
right.
of the
The
world. Right?
hub, big old hub.
And
of
so,
the
so
world.
are.
there's a lot of money being made here in the city of Memphis, and those taxes that are being paid on the sales tax when you buy them chips, buy this, that, and other, they go to the state coffers, right? And it's billions of dollars, but they wanted to cut out Memphis's share, which is not really from a proportional sum, is not what we should be getting based on what we pay.
True.
Right? Memphis and Nashville, and so because we have to give money to these rural communities that are dead ass broke.
Wow. Okay, we done got
That's
fully
crazy.
educated. Right?
That's crazy.
Right. So but I think there's a better way, other than threats, and people should be able to voice their opinion. And not just
Definitely.
that, it is not against state law to hold a referendum. Now, if the city of Memphis said, okay, after this referendum, we're going to enact these ordinances, and state law says something different, that's where the problem is. The
Gotcha.
problem is not in doing it in the vote.
Gotcha.
And so I hope that the Memphis City Council and their council will push back on the threats that have been made, because I think it would be unconstitutional for them to single Memphis out and withhold the tax dollars that Memphis is paying.
See, that go back to what Kojak and Ellen was saying earlier, how it's important on the lower ends of legislation to pick these people that's making these decisions, or to be aware and to voice and go. Just as important as picking the president of the United States. Not just important, but you get what I'm saying.
Exactly. The local
Yeah.
level is
Yeah.
it.
And we
Yeah,
don't
that's the
vote.
foundation.
Yeah.
State
Stuff like this.
legislature
Stuff like this.
is the
Exactly.
most
Most-
important
Exactly.
elections ever, because they
What
make
if
the
they
rules
don't?
that
What if
affect
they don't go
everybody.
fight? What happens if
Exactly.
they don't do what you said do, and we
Then
put
you
them in
put
place?
somebody else in there.
But we just put them in place.
But you
Just
put somebody else in there.
That's what I'm saying. But it's happening now, so
Yep.
you have to vote. So that's what I'm
And
saying.
that's what you have to do. Get out and vote.
Get out and vote. Angelica took us way over our segment time, y'all. So look, we will be right back. You're watching the
Oh, he's
Antonio
talking.
Parkinson Project.
Didn't I tell?
He getting hot. He tired.
You been drinking vodka?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project.
you drinking
I am
drinks?
Antonio Parkinson, and you are watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market.
Woo woo.
Yep. Give it up for my lovely co-host again, Angelica
yeah.
Jelly
Yeah,
Woods.
I'm so happy Ellen here, y'all. Y'all think y'all understand? She need to come
Right.
back next week. She need to come back next week.
Right, she took us into overtime, right? Right. DJ Kojak, scratch it up 4 times for our
right.
guests.
Bam, 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 bam.
Bam.
I heard it better that time.
He ready
She
to
from
fight.
North Memphis,
Yeah,
you know
she
what
is
I'm saying?
from the
So
North,
she
isn't she?
from
Yeah,
the hood.
yeah,
So she
Yeah. I think I seen her at CC's or Black Betty one
Nah,
time.
No trouble with that.
Never.
Right. Y'all give it up for our guest, Ellen Valentine in the building. Yeah. You know, one thing I love, boy, is an intelligent black woman, boy.
And she is.
You know, I'm sapiosexual. I know you got a husband and everything, so I ain't
All
trying
right,
to come
baby.
on to
Maybe
you.
run up in
I-
here.
but-
But,
Maybe run up in
there's
here.
something about smart black
Yeah,
women
that's-
that is sexy.
As
But
we
some people
should
run
be.
from it. Some men scared of it. So.
Right.
That's,
I say,
that's a whole
come
other
on.
topic right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
We're
said,
gonna
come
go.
on, challenge me.
We're gonna
Let
be
me
here all
challenge me.
night.
Make me.
He happy. That
think.
make him excited.
I do. I ain't gonna lie, man.
I know.
love
See,
me.
I told her, like,
I love me.
I know.
Man,
That's
I love me a
exciting.
black,
Okay.
intelligent black woman, man. Yes, indeed. So Ellen, you actually got a story.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
You
my
actually
God,
have a
great story, Lord.
Right. Yeah. So I want to open it up for you. Tell us, I want to start from the thought.
Okay.
Yeah, the thought. I don't want to get the story away. I want you to tell the story, but from the thought when you thought about it,
Thought about what?
whatever it was,
Whatever it was.
that it.
Started
That-
it off.
There was an it.
You talking about the act?
the idea.
Okay, gotcha.
The idea of the business part or the idea?
You tell us. You tell
Okay.
us.
Whatever you want to talk about.
All right, first let me give a shout. Can I give a shout out?
You can give a shout
I
out.
want to give a shout out to my husband, James. You should
All right.
be watching.
Okay, all right,
You
James.
better be.
Hey, James.
Better be.
I love James.
I wanna-
Before you start, I need to send a shout out to State Representative Vincent Dixie. I told him I would. He's
Hey,
watching.
State
Go
Rep,
ahead.
hey now.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to send a shout out to my wonderful, amazing pastors, Henry and Lori Lavender,
Hey,
Life in Victory Church. Awesome, amazing,
Yeah.
full of character and integrity. One serve be nowhere else. All right.
All right. I think I seen you at y'all's block party. I pulled up on my motorcycle. Y'all had a block party a couple years
Probably
ago.
did. Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all got something.
Yeah,
They do.
yeah. But so tell the thought. Start us there. What were you thinking about?
Well, to be honest, I was thinking about getting out of prison.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. Let's go back
Yes.
before that. Let's go back before that. The thought that got you into prison.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's why I said the act.
The act. Okay,
Right.
let's see. Desperate people do desperate things.
I agree wholeheartedly.
So
They
that's where it
about-
came
you about to
in.
preach a whole
Yeah,
word.
Everything that I
I'm about
did
to
was
run
done
up
out
outta
of
here.
desperation.
Why were you desperate?
Life. What happens is now I want to get all spiritual, religious.
No, it's
can.
okay. You can.
But I'm
you
just
can
I'm
do
just
the
gonna
right
flow.
platform.
Girl, you can
What-
get you can run around the building. You be
Look,
all
what
right.
happens is this right here.
mighty
The
thing.
enemy will create a lifestyle, and you'll create a lifestyle with the enemy.
Okay.
So by any
I'm
means
about to sit down.
necessary,
You
when
need
you
a chair.
create a certain lifestyle, you'll do anything to try to keep that lifestyle.
What lifestyle had been created? With you?
Oh Lord, I had money.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
And
you know.
from what though? What were you doing?
Writing checks, you know
Writing
what I'm saying?
checks. Okay.
And then, but my brother and them had money because they was in a dope gang.
Okay,
You
gotcha.
know, so
Yeah.
we had that whole
had a
dynamic
whole
going
thing
on.
going on, right?
You know,
Okay,
the
yeah.
whole dynamic going on. The enemy just led us. It's like playing the pity pat game.
Gotcha.
You know, just like
Yeah.
here, and then once you know it, you're
Yeah.
way out in that water without a life jacket.
Yeah. And so what got you into that space though? You know, just seeing it in the family, or what happened? Who planted that seed?
You know what? I don't necessarily. That's a good question, but I don't necessarily think a seed because let's be clear, we were raised right.
Okay.
And raised in church, we we seen my mama struggling and suffering till my dad came along.
Okay.
You know, he came along, married a woman with 5 kids. He's not my biological father, but that was my father. That was my dad. I'm a daddy's girl.
Yeah.
That's that blended family thing that actually
See?
worked.
Yeah.
See?
You get what I'm saying? He came along with 5 kids that were not his, loved us, took care of us, everything. I love and miss my dad.
Yeah.
You know, but with that being said, what my dad brought was balance. My mom was a disciplinary. My dad brought balance.
Okay.
He was a thinker.
Gotcha.
He made us think about when we did something wrong.
Gotcha.
Why did you do it?
Right.
You already in trouble,
Right,
but how
right.
did it get here? Like I guess the question that you just asked.
Yeah.
How did it get
It
here?
made you analytical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I just started seeing we didn't have much.
Yeah.
You know, so when you get when you see the other side having a little something, you gravitate toward that, even though you know it's wrong. So I guess that's where the seed came from, just not having, what other kids had. We used to get stuff from the angel tree, stuff like that, on government assistance, things like that. So, you just wanted something better because you saw that it was something better, but they don't tell you how they got that.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so the seed was planted. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then what happened?
Down. I mean, I'm not gonna. I tell people all the time. Me and Jelly was talking about this the other day. I never tell people that sin is. Oh, when I was in sin, I was a rich undone. No, I was in sin having fun.
I heard.
Let's be clear.
yeah.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Your coach, heck yeah.
Yeah, no. And that's the reason we
That's
no.
some North Memphis shit, right?
Exactly. That's the reason we stay in it so long because we're really actually having fun.
Yeah, yeah,
so the
right.
more fun you have, the more things you do,
And the more blind you get, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get blinded more. And so the enemy will constantly feed your flesh. He gonna bring everything that he think that you like,
you comfortable.
and so and you get comfortable in it. And so then you don't even think you're doing no wrong in it.
Right.
You just doing it
Right.
at that point.
Right.
So that's where I was at. I was just out there doing it, getting money, and money was my main focus at that time.
Yeah.
My motto was, if it didn't make money, it didn't make sense.
Right. What did you do?
As far as what?
You said you was out there doing it. What
Everything I told
Right,
you.
right,
Right.
I'm not supposed to save nobody.
Yeah.
Share to answer the question.
Get Angelica.
At that time, I was writing checks.
Okay.
That was real popular back then. That was what
Yeah.
I did 10 beyond. So that was like 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
So you got to look at it like that.
Yeah. So it's
bad
writing
checks
checks. I don't want you to put people on game on how to do it.
No, we're not doing that.
Right.
You can't
But-
do that no more
right,
now.
Yeah, checks are a thing.
Yeah, that ain't a thing no more.
You still got a checkbook. Right,
Exactly.
yeah. So writing checks. You got caught up, and what? Walk us through it.
Well,
And the reason why I'm asking you to be detailed about it is
Oh,
because
I can be very detailed.
this is a teachable lesson
Okay.
for people,
Right.
and all of the principles apply. So go ahead.
now let me say this. I started off writing checks.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay.
See, that's what I mean about an enemy will string you along,
Right.
and he will. So that began to dry up.
Oh,
That began to drop. I had been doing it for years, probably about like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So it began to drop, and I was making over a weekend. I could literally make $10,000.
damn.
This is no exaggeration. I could literally make $10,000 over the weekend. This is the thing. I didn't have a mindset then, so I was not saving. When you actor,
Right.
you're not saving. You're not putting in the way. You're just living. So you're living for the next hustle.
Right.
So that's exactly what I was doing, living for the next
What was
hustle.
you doing with that money though?
We were just living.
Right.
Wow.
So
We were just literally living,
clothes,
just buying
Kojak,
clothes.
Kojak
Just
Bug.
literally, I mean, just living because, you wasn't used to that. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
So then, people go to respect you when you have money. There comes a level of respect. And then when
Right.
people know what you're doing. So everybody, I'm a natural giver at heart.
When your
So,
birthday?
I took October the 17th.
okay, go
So,
ahead.
I always took care of everybody around me. So that was a thing. So you create lifestyles for other people.
Watch this though.
But
Watch
you
this.
still
Let
like
me,
that.
and don't forget where you are.
Uh-huh.
In the book, A Framework to Understanding Poverty.
Here we go.
One of the things that they say, and I tell everybody, get that book, man. You'll understand. I learned stuff about me in that book. So, they say when people from poverty come up on money, the first thing they do is take care of all the other broke folks around them, right? And then, but that causes a problem.
It does.
Causes the money to dry up. And then those same folks that you've been taking care of become your worst enemy.
I was in jail 10 years, 8 months. No one that I took care of sent me anything.
I'm gonna throw this pen at you.
Wow.
Sent me
Baby, we
anything.
I'm not
We can leave
surprised.
it
The only person who took care of me when I was gone for 10 years, 8 months was my mama. That's when my mama can get what she want
Right.
when she want.
10 years. Hold on. We
10
can't walk
years,
past that.
eight
I'll be
months.
bitter in that cell. I've been on I was
Right.
sending anthrax in the mail. You can't say that.
Right.
Not
Don't
that was
please,
it
you're
called.
right, right.
That stuff in the mail.
But let's talk about that because your story is just intrigues me, honestly. 10 years,
10.
8 months, so almost 11 years. Did you have children?
Yes. When I
How-
left
how-
my baby,
how old was-
my baby was 14 months.
Oh, see, now,
And
baby, I'm gonna have
my,
to take
my
off.
well, my oldest baby at that time, he was 6.
Six.
He was 6 or 7. Mhm.
And so 10 years, 8 months. What part of life did you miss the most?
My children. My children.
Yeah.
My children.
And it's a reason why I'm asking that, because I really need people to really understand the gravity of what this means, man, when you give your life away
Yes.
to these folks.
When you give it away, exactly. I was just blessed because I was around, just say in the institution that I was in, I was probably around about 15 to just say 2,000 women, and I can say 70% of those women didn't know where their children were, who were going to take care of their
Oh,
children,
Jesus, I cannot.
or anything like that. And let's be clear. Although my crime was different from theirs and it was federal, however, majority of the women in there were for drug-related crimes for their boyfriend, conspiracy and things like that. So they didn't know where their kids were. I was just thankfully and blessed that my kids not only had their fathers, they had my mother,
Yeah.
And my father, and
So
my
you had a
my
support system.
I did.
Yeah.
Now that support system was strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't.
And so coming after 10 years, 8 months, what was the first thing that you wanted to do when you landed back on the ground?
See my babies.
See your babies.
And they weren't babies then. 10
Right.
years and 8 months had left. But my brother and his wife came to get me, and I never forget. They came to get me, so they brought my boys with me. And my oldest boy at that time, he ran. I'm talking about he jumped at the car.
Right.
They was pulling up on the bridge like he jumped at the car and came and picked and swung me around like I got my mama back.
Wow.
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 And
You see that moment right
Yeah,
now,
I
don't you?
did. It's-
Yeah. It's
I'm
okay.
gonna cry.
It's
Oh
okay.
Jesus, please!
Yeah.
I want to start crying.
It's okay.
Yeah, that-
I'm
yeah.
a
Yeah.
crybaby.
because now he's in prison.
Oh, no.
God.
Okay.
See
Okay.
my
Yeah.
eye, I'm about to start crying.
And statistically, and I know you deal with statistics daily.
Right.
Statistically, they say incarcerated parents,
Yeah.
their kids will become incarcerated also.
Yeah.
So I don't, I'm not gonna necessarily say that was in the bloodline iniquity thing. I think, and I had believed at that point that I felt when I came, I had done enough time that where my kids never had to see that. I knew that I had broke generational curses. I knew that because I literally gave my life to God, not based on church or what nobody else said. I had my own relationship with the Father while I was in there, so I came out with my relationship with the Father.
Right.
So I knew that my kids would never have to go through what I went through, you know. But my baby, he says all the time, he said, "Nah, Ma, I ain't gonna tell no story now. You told us not to go down this road. I chose this."
Yeah.
Right.
You
A
know,
lot of
so-
kids, a lot of kids do, despite
Yeah.
what their parents say.
You
They
know,
still choose to do it.
but now, was the decisions that your son made, were they made in the or was that seed started in the void of your absence, or was that something that started after you were already out?
No, the void of the absence. And that's another thing when you
Yeah.
say when we give ourselves to the system, that's what we create. Because although he had my mother,
Right.
although he had his father, he told me verbally, I miss my mama. I didn't have my mama.
Yeah, that
So
protection.
what
man, is
exactly
needed.
what he did, he went to looking for love in other places. And then so when he began, now he's a young man. When he began to look for love in other places, where do you think he found it at?
Gangs, baby.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can tell you that now. Yeah.
That's where he found it at.
Yeah.
He became a strong component in that because he felt, okay, since I don't have my mama, once again, although he had his father and my mother there, he didn't have his mother. So that gang life filled the void for him.
So here's what people miss, right? You know, you always hear people saying, man, you know, these gangs, kids are getting in these gangs. We got to stop the kids from getting in these gangs. But here's what the gangs offer.
Family.
They offer family. They offer protection, financial gain. They teach you business, and they understand community. And so those are all
And loyalty.
and loyalty. And so those are all of the things that these gangs are offering, and that some kids, especially if they come from broken homes, you know, or come from communities, you know, that's what now.
Turn them away.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. And so
Or sometimes homes where both parents are working so
Yeah, they're
much
busy.
and
Yeah, they
can't
still be
supply
there.
that.
Yeah, they-
gangs are raising them.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But the flip side to that is there's a cost that comes with it.
A
Because,
very, very
Yeah.
cost. Very deep
Yeah.
cost.
yeah. So you survived all of that.
And I
Thank
did.
God, right? Give it up for it.
Yes,
More
yes.
than survived, honey. Thrive.
Yes, yes.
Right. And so my question to you now is, what's happening now?
What's happening now?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
This is the new me. No, literally, when I came out, I don't want to get with my boys. I literally came out with my feet running because I tell people all the time, all you do is just change dance partners. You get what I'm saying? So what I did, I switched partners. I was on this side. So I'm like you said, I'm a thinker. There's no way I can be on this side with the enemy and be blessed. And I get
Air
on this
quote,
side.
Right.
And I know God is not going to allow him to outshine in
Hello.
it. So I
Yeah.
came out running. How I got in business was I didn't come out. I can be honest. I didn't come out business minded. I learned these things on the way.
But let me ask you this. So, you said it wasn't just checks. What else was it?
Okay, we can get back to that.
Yeah.
Okay, that goes back to when I said that the enemy will string you along. You'll start out doing one thing, and then sin elevates. Sin
Right.
never stays
It's
the
not
same,
enough.
people. It's not enough.
Right.
When you're feeding your flesh, it's never enough. You're always going to want more and more and more. That's what your appetite raises. So what happened was, when you talked about that place, I got in a place where the check game had dried up.
Right.
This is all I had been doing for years. And then I created a lifestyle that I wanted to keep.
Right.
So the next thing, this is a true story.
Right.
Can't make this up. I'm sitting in my room. Y'all remember that movie Set It Off?
Yeah.
Yes.
Set It Off. I'm watching Set It Off. Literally watching Set It Off. And I said, it wasn't me, it was the enemy said, you can do that. Guess how much money you think you'll get? True story.
Bank robbery.
Bank robbery.
Bank MF and robbery.
Literally. This is a true story. My brother Ken,
Clear as day, he'll tell you.
my brother Ken called me he called me when I was on my way to the bank. Literally. I was crossing over the railroad track coming down Warford. I never forget. He said, I don't know
Wait a
what
minute,
you
what bank were you going
I
to
never
in
even heard this
Douglas?
story.
No.
Right.
I said it's 20. This
Right,
I said, well,
right.
it's 20 something
Right,
years
what
ago.
bank you going to in Douglas?
No, I was
Oh,
going
across the
down
railroad
Warford, but
track.
I was going to Summer. I was just
Oh,
riding.
Okay.
No, literally, I was just
I'm
riding.
like- I'm like,
Literally,
okay.
it's true.
Okay.
My brother Ken, he called me, and I had I was about to, which I did. I dropped my son. I took my son to my mom's house, and he called me. He said, "Where you at right now?" And I said I was at Warford in I think there's Warford, whatever it is, Warford.
Chelsea.
Yeah, Warford in Chelsea. I was right there. Was a store right there. He said, "Pull over." I said, "I'm finna get ready and go do something." He said, I was in prayer for you all night." He said, "Whatever you about to do,
Jesus.
don't
Girl,
do it."
I'm about to take off from here.
He said,
God
"Don't do
gives
it."
warning.
Right.
God gives
I
warning.
pulled over to
Oh my
wait
God.
on him. I did literally pulled over to wait on him. And I looked at my son. I was like, "No, I'm gonna make this lick. No, I'm gonna do this." He was turning in, and I was pulling out, but he didn't see me.
Oh.
And I pulled out when it dropped my son off at my mama's house.
Skirt.
Made that left on Summer, and
Did that
What,
replay
by
in your
yourself?
mind?
Uh-huh.
Did that play in your mind in prison over and over and
Oh,
over again? Oh my
always,
God,
always.
It's like torment. Oh my God, I can't-
always.
Walk
can't.
us through that. You know,
This could have been the whole show. Look,
Right,
look.
so I mean,
Now.
so you dropped your son off, and you're about to go pull up at this bank. Mm-hmm. Just tell me.
It's adrenaline.
Okay.
It's adrenaline. So you're
And it
not
was you by
thinking.
yourself?
Yeah, you're not thinking.
Right.
It's adrenaline. You're literally you're not thinking because it's just adrenaline. You like okay then. That's when I say it was a spirit because it literally overtook me. That's not me. It literally overtook me, and I was just walking in motion. I was just walking in motion. That's it. I was literally walking in motion. And I went in there, and I.
You
It's
laughing
not
now.
funny. It wasn't funny then.
Now you laughing. Yeah,
Lord,
back
but
then.
I can
Right.
I can laugh in the face of the enemy now for
Right,
real.
right.
Turn up.
Literally. So I went in and I gave the woman a note. She looked and I was just like, "Give it to me." And she was looking. I said, and this is it's funny now, but it wasn't then. Watching the movie, I said what the movie said.
Really?
I said, "Don't give me none of that money with the red dye."
Oh.
Oh,
Don't
that's
give me
what
that money with the red.
Really?
Literally,
It's
I did. I
extreme.
verbalized
Right.
what had happened on Set It Off.
Right.
Literally, I verbalized that.
Right. Did she give you the money?
She did, but she gave me some money with some red dye in it.
Oh, that- So
Still gave it to you.
So does it happen like in the movies? The red eye pops and
It does. It does. It does.
right.
It
so
does.
Did you get red
You
dye
can't
on
spend
you?
none of that money.
You can't spend none of that money.
Did you get red dye on you?
I did, and she had pushed the
said I
button.
did.
She pushed the button. So when I came out, I heard the police.
Damn.
That fast?
Yeah.
What year was that? Because they don't respond that fast.
Yeah,
We
back
need the
then they
police to
did.
come out and say that.
Back then they
You
did.
heard the police.
I heard the police. Now reality has set in.
Oh, geez.
Like,
Literally.
oh, yeah,
Now,
shit
like,
moment.
I have done this and I'm standing there, and instead of getting in the car, I just broke out and ran.
Left the car.
And I broke out. I left the car, of course, it's in my name, with my tags on
Right,
it, and
right.
all that. Left the
And
car.
the fastest
Yeah.
thing that can help you get away.
Exact. So I'm running. I'm in the heights, so I know my way around.
Right.
So I'm literally running.
Right.
And then I get to a point to where probably about like 30 minutes, I'm just seeing police
So you
everywhere.
didn't run in 30 minutes?
Yeah,
Oh, you got away for 30 minutes?
I'm seeing police everywhere. I'm talking about seeing police everywhere. And when I was seeing the police everywhere, I had my phone on me, so I called my brother, and he was at my mama's house at Albert. They were already at my mama's house from the
Oh,
tag.
so they done seen you.
Oh,
They knew it.
The
They knew
tags.
it.
The
car.
tag. They were already at my mama's house, and he said, "Ellen, what you done?" He said, "My police all at mama's house," and I was trying to tell him what had happened.
Right.
And he was like, "Don't come here, because they here."
Right.
I didn't know what else to do. I literally was walking down the street, and there was a man in a pickup truck, and he drove. He was driving me around, and I said, "Just drive me around." So I'm calling. I called to my grandma's house. They at my grandma's house. The police literally at my
So,
grandma's house.
does the man know that is he not seeing red dye?
Because it was like on my hand like this, so
Right,
it
right,
was more
right,
so,
right. Did you still have
not
the bag?
visible.
You
I
had the bag
did.
with you? Right.
And so like he was driving me around, and so when I called my grandma, that's what made me go turn myself in. I called my grandma.
Different when that word come from grandma.
Oh,
Ain't?
God.
Come on,
It's
now.
like
It
they're
did.
gonna
What
make
did
me
grandma
cry
say?
This is like
again.
what she said. She said, "Let me tell you something. You're gonna go to the house, and you're gonna turn yourself in and get these." He said, "I'm not worried about it." The police was hollering at her. She hollered back at him. This is my grandma. I'm talking to her. She said, "You gonna go in,
Tell grandma.
and you're gonna do your time, and you're gonna come home, and grandma gonna be right here waiting when you get home."
Wow.
And I did. I told the man, I said, "Drive me here." I called my brother back. I told him, I said, "I'm finna come to the house." And then I said, "All I need to do is see my babies." Because I didn't know if I was gonna see them again.
yeah.
And my brother went and got my babies, and we went because they was over my grandma's house.
Right.
So and I went, and they were all at the house, and the police pleasantly nice.
Right.
They were.
Right.
They were pleasantly nice.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
This could have been the whole show. Look at her like now.
What made you call grandma?
Cause it's grandma.
Right.
Grandma gonna have the answers.
She gonna have to answer. Man.
Grandma gonna have the answers.
man.
Grandma is gonna have the answers.
Yeah.
Grandma gonna have the answer. And she did.
Oh, God,
You know, I applaud you, number one.
promise.
You know, cause you got a story. I don't know if you started writing your book yet.
To
No,
please
you
get on her-
laughing.
yes.
No, because
You laughing.
I hear it all the time.
But you need to start writing that book, and I'd be happy to help you start
God,
writing that book.
Jesus,
You need to
it's a
start
lot.
writing that book because
Right,
now
right.
you know now of course most people won't rise to the level of bank robbery, but even those that are doing things that and some people, this is going to sound ugly. At least you was robbing a bank, right? And but some people are giving their lives away for bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm not. I'm
No,
not,
I understand. No, I understand what you're saying. In the
I'm not
perspective you're saying.
endorsing robbing banks. So for y'all that are watching, but what I am saying is, there are people that are giving their lives away, to this system, for much, much less.
Yeah, just like the person by my house, they robbed the watermelon man and killed the watermelon man. Yeah, I was like, what?
Man,
Yeah, the watermelon man. How much can he have? Like $40 or something like that. Like the watermelon man.
Man.
Just
Yeah.
Your story, Jesus. I
Yeah.
told him your story is
Listen,
powerful. And look at you now, but you
Absolutely
needed
it
to do that
is.
10.
And
you
I tell people all the time is that some things need be, because I was set in a place, and that's the thing about it. I didn't look at my incarceration as other people did, because I knew I did what I did. I was literally in there with women really didn't do what they were accused of.
Oh man.
You got to understand that.
I told him about your bunk.
Yeah, you know exactly. I was in there with people who literally didn't do. They had the feds took them in. Hey, I know, Billy did this, and
Got
if
him
you
on a
don't say
conspiracy
this
charge.
and you don't do this, you're gonna get 10 years. They were like, but I don't know anything. I'm not. You get what I'm saying? And okay,
Billy
then.
signed
No,
the affidavit on him.
exactly.
Right.
And they sitting in there on a 10-year mandatory sentence. So let's be clear about this. They sitting there on a 10-year man, but I knew I had did what I did.
Yeah.
So I never went in with a victim mentality.
Yeah.
I never had a
Yeah.
victim mentality like, and I never blame my upbringing and how I was raised or the lack of what I didn't have or the things that I did have, for what I did. That's another thing. So I think that was one of the things that allowed me to grow and mature so fast when I was in there. I didn't go in there playing.
Yeah.
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 I went in there and
I did it.
I went in there and I
time-
understood the
do this time
assignment.
and I'm gonna be out.
And right, and that's why I had my greatest, although being raised in the church all my life, I would say that I had church.
Right.
I never had a real relationship with God.
Right.
So in there, I got a real relationship with the Father.
Yeah.
He was able to talk to me. I was able to talk to him. I was able to pour out my anger, because a lot of people walk around angry.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I didn't allow my time. I didn't become angry or bitter. I didn't. I believe I became the best version of myself.
Oh, that okay.
You
okay,
get what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And so that's what incarceration did for me. I know it do things for other people, but for me, that's what it did. I was able to learn who I was, because I never knew who I was.
Let me ask you this: Did you ever or do you fault yourself for your son's situation?
I did. But you got to be free from that too.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Because the enemy will try to keep you bound
Yep.
in every area. Because this is what freed me. When I came home, I set my boys down. Set my boys down to tell. We talked from 2:00 in the afternoon about 5 or 6 o'clock the next morning.
How old were they at that time?
Liddy was
And,
16.
15
Yeah, because he was 16 and 13, something like that. Yeah.
Okay,
They,
okay. Right.
Yeah, I couldn't do the math like
Right.
that. But I set them down and I told them, I said, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna tell me exactly how you feel about me being gone. What happened to you, what didn't happen, and they laid it all out. Told me some things that cut me to the core because I entrusted them in certain situations that they weren't handled right in. So they was
And they
angry.
might not have been mature enough.
Exactly. And they was angry about that. We did all of that from 2:00 in the afternoon to 5 or 6 o'clock the next morning. And I said, this is where it starts and this is where it ends.
Did you apologize to your kids?
Almost definitely. Most definitely.
And I asked that question for a reason, because I think that a lot of parents miss an opportunity for healing because they're too prideful to apologize to their kids for their shortcomings.
Exactly, and when they're wrong, and I think that's a lot of things that go on now, because raising kids now is not the same way we was raised when we were raised. It was you do what I say.
Yeah.
You don't ask no questions. You know, you don't do
The
none of that.
opposite, he
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
You
we
see-
talked about that.
Yeah,
yeah,
So
you
the
know, you
opposite,
simply
yeah.
do that. But I didn't subscribe. I wanted them to tell me how they felt. And I want them and I want to tell them that I was sorry, you know, that I could not be the mother that they needed because I was so caught up in the world.
Yeah.
Because even when they was there, I still wasn't a parent to them though.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing that, you know, I don't want to miss that component either. Even when I was out here with them, I provided for them. You get what I'm saying? My mama had them a lot. You know, I
You
still
better-
had
you
my
better
kids,
preach.
but I was a provider.
you were
But
focusing on
I was focusing on hustling. I wasn't focused on maturing, you know, and bonding with my boys love me. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Especially my oldest boy.
Right.
You know, but that still was that component and then being taken completely, you know, out of their lives. I was a great provider. They lacked or didn't want anything. You get what I'm saying? But I still didn't spend quality time with them, you know, take them where, you know, go on trips. I didn't do any of that with them because I was too busy hustling.
Wow.
You're a true success story. I'm so serious.
on.
You know, so that's, you know,
No, she
like I
really
say,
is.
that's where that came from.
Right.
So, you know, fast forwarding, you know, in my witness, I call it my witness experience. I had literally, and I mean, it's some of my sisters that I was incarcerated. I know they tuned in. I literally had a Joseph experience. You know, I didn't have that woe is me in there. I found favor. I had favor with everybody, the guards, you know, everybody. That's the type of favor that I had while I was incarcerated.
Yeah.
So my incarceration wasn't that I was ejected, I was this or that. No. The only time it really felt like I was gone is when they would visit and I would
they
see my
leave.
babies growing up right before my eyes, and they was growing up without me.
Yes.
You know, but outside of that, you know, that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me.
Wow.
That was your launch. It
Yeah,
need-
that
it
was the
needed
best
to
thing that
happen.
could have ever happened to me.
It needed
And I
to
thank
happen.
God, I thank God for it every day.
you know-
Because
you
it
know-
matured me, and now I am the woman,
Yes.
you know, that I am. You know, I'm not only woman of God, you get what I'm saying, but the business woman that I am is because of that experience.
Yeah.
So all I did was switch partners.
And I commend you because a lot of people go to prison and find Jesus. Baby, soon they break out. You be like, what was that Jesus you writing me letters about
Oh, yeah.
that you have relate? Because a lot of people, that ain't no high. I don't know if we got any statistics on it, but that don't even happen. Most people forget Jesus once they get some freedom because it's easy to have him and have a relationship when you behind bars.
Yeah, you
That's
know,
so
and every dude that goes behind bars become faithful to their girlfriend.
Yeah, and they just thank you.
Right,
Soon
right,
as you
right.
get a tail, yeah,
They
they
come out
tell.
though.
Yeah, exactly.
they
so.
tip their hat.
You're right. You
But
know,
Ella, now, how many businesses do you have? There's a
We
lot of
have, yes,
Yeah.
we have four. We have three in Memphis and one in Greenwood, Mississippi.
send a shout out to them businesses.
They all the same.
Come on, y'all already know.
Come on, Trinket.
Trinket, we located in the Oak Court Mall. We located in the Wolf Chase Mall. We have a standalone location on Winchester and Riverdale, and we have one in Greenwood, Mississippi. And I want to shout out my staff, y'all. Crazy. My daughter, with my husband, Teresa, Lady Pro. You get what I'm saying? She runs everything, you know, for us. We just, you know, we doing it.
Yeah.
That's what we doing. We
Man, I
doing it.
love that shit. Man, give it up for
Oh,
Trinket.
yeah, listen, man.
Man, Kojak, give it up for Angelica.
No, thank you.
Man,
Don't
yeah,
do
clap,
her.
clap, clap,
Because one day they're going to listen to
did
me,
that.
okay? Because we could have had a whole segment about your show, about your whole life. We didn't even need no extra
We're
stuff.
gonna bring her in on these political
But he
commentaries.
ready. Wait, give me her number.
You know, but you know what though, man? I love your story.
I
It's the
know.
best seller.
Ah,
I'm
jeez.
telling you
It's
that
a
now.
movie.
I'm speaking it.
God.
It is a bestseller.
received it.
You need to write that damn book because check this out. You can be selling the book at all of the Trinkets locations.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
look, you
Done
get
deal.
free shit from Black Market Strategy.
And you
That's
can
my,
record your
that's my
audible.
marketing company.
And you can do your audible here. He recorded
We'll-
it.
we'll-
Okay,
yeah, we'll
then.
do audio,
Okay, now.
you know,
You
yeah.
do audio here.
Studio right back there.
Studio right back there.
But, that's-
Okay.
but yeah, man. But thank you so much
Ah.
for joining us.
Yes.
You are.
Friday,
I hope
Jesus.
that. I honestly hope that what people have heard here
Change their
will
mind.
save somebody's life.
I pray so
Yes.
too. 'Cause
Right.
it-
That's
yeah.
the thing.
With I mean, especially with the climate that we're in now.
Yes.
You know, especially in the city of Memphis, we see it all today. You know, the gun violence is at an
Right.
all-time high.
Yeah.
You know, and these kids are really just lacking that love and support.
Right.
You know, but poverty, we also know statistically,
yeah.
poverty, you know, produces violence.
Hey.
You know, in areas. So you know,
Hey, you know, I tell people, you know, and I used to serve on the criminal committee at the state legislature until they kicked me off. But yeah, because I was too honest for them, right? And I used to tell them, I said, for all you privileged folks that's sitting on this dais, right? You know, sitting up here saying we're gonna sentence them for this, we're gonna, you know, mandatory sentencing for this and that. I said, ain't none of y'all been in survival mode.
That's right.
See, y'all been chilling all your life, but you get in survival mode, you'd be surprised at how and what you do in order, especially if you're looking at your children and want something to eat.
Desperate people do desperate things.
I've been there. I was homeless 3 times before the age of 17. I know what it's like. So, but look, thank you so much.
Oh,
You
God,
have
this
been
is a
amazing.
good
Give it up
show,
for Ellen
Jesus.
Valentine
Oh,
in the
Lord.
building. Yep.
You're so amazing, Ellen. I
So
love
look,
you.
how can people get in touch real quick?
Go to www.trinkets901.com. That is our website. All our stores on there. Any information you need. Once again, trinkets901.com. Come support. We're going to have a 901 special going on Sunday now.
There you
That
go.
line gonna be
And
long
look,
around the
Look.
right. And look, we'll put it in the comments thread too. Trinkets901.com. And look, y'all make sure y'all support this black business. Black dollars matter.
Yes,
Black
they
dollars
do.
Matter,
And
yes.
so you've been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll see you next week.
Right.
Great job.